Hello and welcome to another wonderful last call for adventure. So excited to dive into it. But first, let's meet our wonderful characters as well as the players behind them. Take it away, Strippin. Who are you and who do you play?
Do you say me take it away?
Yeah,
What?
I just
As I
noticed
took
you
my
had your
headset off,
headphones on.
because yeah. Nice. Hey, I'm Strippin. I play Church. I'm the resident bad boy. Uh,
Mm,
inside and outside of the game. What's good?
mm. I thought you
Ooh,
were
That
going to
wasn't
say
good.
the
that was
Resident
cool.
Evil. That was cool. That was cool. I thought you were going to say the Resident Evil. You'd be
I
like,
could be there,
shit.
sure.
Oh my God.
Sterman's the resident good guy. He
Mhm.
pretends. He pretends he's Resident Evil.
This episode, I'm gonna kill Truffle.
Oh, shit.
You wouldn't dare.
Try me.
Speaking of Truffle,
Truffle.
Riken, who are you? Who do you play?
I'm Kraken. I play Truffle, the fairy godfather of the group. He's a little mushroom man that has a mysterious background and loves the swamp. And yeah, looking
It's
forward to
half
seeing more of the
cockroach.
swamp. Have cockroach.
Yeah, that's what we learned last episode.
Oh, just because he's got bug wings? Yeah, all right.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. We did find out you're half cockroach. See, but the thing is, when you say fairy godfather, I just
Yes,
imagine
it's canon.
Truffle
Yes.
being like, I can make things happen.
Yeah.
Depends, like that type of fairy godfather.
He might be, we don't really know exactly what he's doing out here in the material plane. Maybe he's
Mhm.
fleeing the fake cops,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The fake
Mm-hmm.
cops.
Mm-hmm.
Fake cops. They're serious.
LFAPD.
Do you always play weird little guys based off of your Conan character? I'm like curious if it's always like a weird little guy.
He always
That's a
plays
great
weird little
question.
guys, yeah.
That's
No,
not
he
true.
does.
That's not true. No.
90% of the
He's
time
I'm in a-
you play weird little guys.
I'm in a
Play
weird little guy
weird little
phase right
guys.
now. I'm in a weird little guy phase
That
right
phase
now.
is
But
6 years
before
long.
that, I played a minotaur. I played a big orc. I've played a bunch of different things. Okay, it's either a big
remember
little
the
guy
Minotaur.
or a little guy.
Seems to be some disagreement. Momo, do you want to weigh in on this and then also let
Viewers
us
know
know
the
who you
truth.
play?
The baby arc is 5 years long.
Baby arc is that's a long one.
Yes, Kraken plays uh
Oh, we lost your audio.
hello?
There you
Hello?
are.
Hi.
He did this. He cut it
I'm-
out. He
I'm not
muted me
silencing anyone.
somehow.
They hated Jesus because he told the truth.
Kraken has always played tiny little gremlins since the moment I met him. It's true.
Not
That
sure.
or he played giant rats that were also gremlin, just big. So
So big gremlin. That's a different archetype. I have range. I promise.
Slightly larger gremlin.
Yeah.
yes.
Big gremlin or small gremlin? But tell us about Weiss, Momo.
Yes. I am Momo. I play Weiss Edart. She is a changeling who usually spends her time in a visage of a tabaxi calico. And it just was revealed to the full length of the party last week that she was a changeling. And then she was thrown. So
And she was thrown across the down the log.
it was it was an experience. I
Last
think
but-
she's a little convinced that Steelbrow hates himself because he threw himself down to a log. So
That's true.
we're gonna have to unpack that, buddy. What's going on
Yeah.
with that?
Yeah, we'll see.
What's
Oh,
going on?
shit.
You
What
just find
is-
out that
what
we've
is-
all been lying to him, so.
Yeah, what is going on, Tim? Let us know who you are,
Hi.
who you play.
I'm Ragnar. He's a dwarf barbarian. I think with that, I mean, I think with that situation, I think it was just like he was so taken back by what the hell is going on that he's like, "Get this away from me! What is this?" And he's just,
Mhm.
I don't
Hey,
think he's ever really seen something like this because he's lived a very sheltered life. So I don't know if he's seen this before. I'm gonna assume that hasn't. So like something like that would be, I don't know, just kind of troubling for him to understand because he's such a physical type of person.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, he's a little corporate baby who left home to then rebel against the corporation and the family. Most of it.
Yeah. Yeah. You look heartbroken, Momo.
I am betrayed.
It's all right. He'll make it up. Don't
Betrayed.
worry.
I in in Ragnar's defense, you did turn into Ragnar, which probably would have been kind of like an abomination.
Yeah.
In his eyes.
Look, I figured, a visage of himself. He
Yeah,
would
calming,
calm him
recognizable.
down.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So
yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
he yeeted you. That was the
And plus,
response.
Look,
he
okay.
saw he's being smaller now, so he figured like maybe that'd be easier to get you across the log.
Yeah. No, I too have found the sight of my own doppelganger to be one of warmth and comfort. It's definitely not disconcerting or
Mm,
strange at all, you know?
They understand me like no other.
of course.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're the face in the mirror that tells you to grab a hornet's nest and dive into a pool, you know? They give you courage. All right, with that, well, let's get right into it. Where we left off, our party under the expert navigational guides of one Truffle Fungalhorn was able to make their way into a wretched hive of mosquitoes, turges, malaria, and I guess villainy. We'll just throw that in there. Um, make their way across this treacherous bog to an overturned cart, turned an almost lime green color. It is so overgrown with this thick blanket of velvety moss and fungi that's kind of taken hold. We're able to spot a almost illusory terrain that looked like it was solid footing, but actually would have just led to a all-consuming sinkhole. And Ragnar expertly tossed a log across it allow you to get across. And where we last left off, Truffle was face to face. Or what no, it was Weiss was face to face, I believe, with a strange undulating blob, two large eyes bobbing back and forth disconcertedly, almost like googly eyes, as a large black mass unfurled behind it, pulling itself forward on one and then a second velvety pseudopod that rapidly forms from its amorphous shape. It comes rumbling out of the cart. The overturned cart almost creaks as it does so underneath its weight as it pulls itself up and out of it. And you find yourself face to face with this massive black pudding. What do you do?
Ew.
Sounds like a truffle thing here. Hey, you're a swamp creature, right? We don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, I think Weiss Steelbrow would scurry backwards.
It's wise steel brow.
And like she'd start talking, and it would be Steelbrow's voice at first, just hey, 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 howdy, hey. She's just like, uh, Truffle, what the hell is that?
Are are we in combat right now, or is this just kind of like a
Not
phase
yet. You
to?
have a
Okay.
moment to try to do something. Yeah.
Um, Truffle is. I mean, he's floating. He's flying, like hovering a bit above. Will like peek over and be like, "Oh, bother." Fuck. What was the name of the guy that we were told? Was it Fred or we were told about the guy in the in the cart by the plants. He had a name. I forgot the name. Does anyone remember the name?
I wasn't
The
there.
what?
Dude. It's -1 if I say anything. So it's...
You don't remember the name, Sam. You can't pretend like you
I do, but I can't say anything. It's -1.
Yeah, okay. Hey, Gregory, yeah, something like that.
Wait,
He will.
you talking about Philippe?
Philippe. It's definitely
Oh,
not
was it-
Philippe.
No,
Wasn't
Philippe
it?
is mine. He's my
It's-
little
Oh,
help.
that's your guy. Okay.
Oh, yeah,
He's
can
my
I do a
assi-
history check to remember? Can I? Please, DM, please.
I don't
Yeah,
think
go
Bronze
for it.
remembers it
Have
either. Dude.
mercy.
It's a -1 if I say anything.
Yeah, exactly.
I do know it.
It's a
All right.
minus.
This is gonna be my new phrase for everything. Oh, I know. It's a -1 if I say
There's
anything.
become
Metagaming.
Fail LP.
Metagaming.
Aha! 18.
18.
Ruffle's smarter than me.
Yes, you do remember some of what your flower friend who is behind you had mentioned to you earlier. That there was an entity living in the overturned cart that wasn't exactly friendly, and that it had consumed the remains of, or at least contributed to what happened to the two people who were driving this cart. And his name was Bill, I want to say.
Bill. Let's go with Bill.
I feel like it was Bill. Or maybe I'm wrong. I feel like it was Bill.
Hey, you can say it was Bill if you want, and it'll always be Bill. Ruffle will go. Oh, Father, that's Bill. Hello, Bill. And he'll do a wave. We don't mean you any harm. Are you hungry? And try to approach it in a non-threatening way. Maybe
Yeah.
we can pacify Bill.
Yeah. Give me a performance check.
Okay, good. I'm doing this and not the bard. Uh,
12. Yeah. Oozes aren't exactly intelligent enough to, and this is what the book says. This isn't what I'm not gonna tell an ooze what it's capable of or not capable of. But traditionally oozes aren't intelligent enough to really ally themselves with other creatures. But they do kind of understand a need to feed. And so as you offer it food, you do notice that it kind of perks up a little bit, because killing and consuming you would be a lot more work than just being fed, potentially.
okay. Are the sturges all eated? Were there any sturge guts left that we could maybe scoop up? I think we fed them mostly to
Yeah,
the
you
plant.
could.
They were eaten by
You
your
could-
flowery friend.
I was
think.
gonna say, yeah, you did. The pieces you could get, you tossed into
This is true.
into your flower friend, who also ate too. I want to say, just like right out of the gate. So,
Right.
yeah.
He will kind of wave. I mean, he's got mushrooms. I don't know if those mushrooms are going to be that attractive to the black ooze, but he will try to motion to Weiss, like, back up. I will try to distract it with food. Okay?
There's like this moment where Sheehy decides to scramble up and she definitely goes behind him. This little stout dwarf walking like one hell of a lady right behind Truffle. Just out of there.
Yeah.
You
Truffle-
get him.
Yeah,
It's gonna,
Truffle, give
like-
me a deception check if you can convince this ooze that you're not trying to help its prey get away.
Ooh.
Yeah, it
Yeah, I'm
believes you. The mushroom looks pretty good. It looks a lot like you. If you're kind of bobbing around, maybe those little mushrooms are little people too.
yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, you kind of sell it. Yeah, this ooze maybe even for half a moment wonders if you're giving it your babies. It's like, oh wow, this
Yeah, this is a
isn't
huge
so
offer.
bad. This
Yeah.
isn't so bad. Yeah.
He'll try to lead it out of the cart. And where's the roll 20? Where's my window?
Oh, were you letting it rest?
Yeah, I was resetting it. Well, my rolls are pretty good. Oh, of course it's where I was rolling. All right. I will shimmy. I'm flying a bit too, so I'm like above him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try to
Mhm.
shimmy up this way so that the group can go down to the south.
We want to reveal areas now. Well,
Oh no.
as you move up,
Oh god.
you see an even tinier Flecked, also with googly eyes, kind of make big puppy dog eyes at you as you like sort of begin to wander near it. And it also undulates one velvety pseudopod curiously at you. And you have that Muldoon moment in Jurassic Park where you're looking at one raptor and another raptor pops up on the
Oh,
side.
Oh, brother.
But there are oozes, so it's a lot less exciting than the raptor
Very
Muldoon moment.
slow.
That's
Yeah.
dramatic.
Yeah, there's more of like a farting, plorping sound as they both are like kind of moving in and closing in on you.
He'll try to keep his calm. He'll hover a bit higher up. And then head this way and like he's doing a little dance with his mushrooms like da 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 like a little Pied Piper, like, encouraging these oozes to follow.
This is the most Zelda shit. You've become those little, what are the things, the little leaf faces?
Yeah, the little Koroks, yeah.
Yeah, you're like a little Korok doing, even with the little maracas. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me one last deception check to see if you can, and this will be the last one you need, to see if you can lure them away.
Ah, yes. 21.
The Dada dance works. You're making these mushrooms look very enticing. And the two black puddings follow you as you're like kind of stepping backwards out of this clearing you find yourself in.
Truffle is Snow White,
They both
100%.
follow you. Yeah. Leaving the empty cart behind.
Yeah, he's gonna keep moving while trying to motion to everyone behind him to like go to the cart, while he's leading them away from it. His intent is going to be, well, I think I would know by now how far away the location that we were told the guards are, right? To the
Yes,
devil's throat.
you're very close. In fact, these lights have led you there. The lights that we previously had revealed on the map.
Great.
There's
So like down here.
well, that was the safe paths they had lit up.
Oh,
There's
okay.
actually, yeah, you're kind of where they had all been leading you, and you actually see behind you the land as you're like stepping backwards doing this mushroom dance. You feel the earth underneath your feet become a little more solid and a little less marshy. The mud doesn't cling to your boots as much. It doesn't try to like grab you as much. And you also feel like a gentle heat kind of undulating, like in the wind behind you. And you wonder if you are moving towards the location the mushrooms had told you about. This sort of unnatural hot spring
Well, his plan at this point would be to slowly, like, herd them towards the guards of the Devil's Throat, while the party checks out the carriage behind him. I don't know if that's possible with the distance left to cover, but he's going to keep them mesmerized as long as he can.
I mean, you rolled a 21. So at this point, I don't know if they're watching for the amazing song and dance or if it's still about the food, but they are very much interested in your whole deal.
Great.
They'll follow you for some distance for sure, yeah.
And this is my purpose. I will keep them busy, and the party can do whatever they want while they're distracted.
Yeah, the rest of you see Truffle carefully walking backwards, holding aloft 2 mushrooms like maracas and doing a little shimmy and dance to draw the 2 puddings away, leaving you in relative safety.
Can someone fucking explain to me why he's flying? Anyone? No?
I don't know.
Slice
Maybe
the
it's the
steel brow
winds.
will look back. That's cause he ain't from here. Church.
Oh no shit, he's not from here.
All right. You know, you ask me a question, I'm trying to set it up for you to understand, and he's a fairy. She just holds out her
Yeah.
hands on her hips.
They look like no fairy I've ever seen.
Yeah. How many fairies have you seen?
None, but if I imagine a fairy, it don't look like that. It's like
Well,
half bug,
broaden
half
your
fungus.
horizons then. This all coming out of Ragnar as like her hands are
Why
on
are
his
you
hips. Because I had to prove a point.
You could have
We're
done that by
twins
being
You could have
now.
done anything. Why this? Simple explanation would have done too.
Well, I can't turn into church. I promised him I'd never do it unless he told me to do it. Last time I did, he damn near killed me.
I mean, I have to make a point.
Her skin just goes as she turns back into this like tabaxi, fur sprouting from it, bones popping out and everything. They happy?
Not really. I could have gone without seeing that.
Yeah, well, not
Well-
everything's all sunny and sunshine down here, Prince. She
That
just
time you learned
turns.
anyway, mate. She shifts shapes. I kill people. We both worked for your father. There you go.
Not right.
That's the
Welcome
that's
off the
bitch.
throne. And she turns to look through the cart.
All right, so are we all free to move? Should I just go across?
Yeah, there's
Okay.
not as much
I'm just gonna adjust this because that was bothering
yeah.
me.
There we go.
Just going over, and I'll just come down here.
Yeah, yeah. You're able to make your way across the log onto solid ground safely as Weiss begins to look through the cart. So this is an overturned cart. Do you like try to go in, or how do you want to go about this?
She kind of looks at it and then looks at her hands and goes, I ain't gonna be able to lift that. I'm gonna be real honest with you. She'd look to the 2 others.
Not for lack of trying, though, obviously. Hey,
Yeah,
fucking get out of the way.
Yeah, Ragnar will also
You-
offer.
you are so bloody mean to me, no matter where we go. Oh.
That is distinctly false. I always look out for you. You're just a pain in my ass.
Church,
Ready,
Ragnar,
Ragnar?
give me a nature check.
Nature? Okay.
Yeah,
God.
yeah.
I think this is my like fifth.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
What's going on, buddy?
I have no idea.
14.
14. Oh man, this isn't great for you, Ragnar. You kind of think to yourself, yeah, you could lift this easy, no problem. And you kind of adopt your position to lift in church. As you're about to put your hands on this thing, you know for a fact, as you reach forward, you're like, that's itchy algae. This thing is absolutely covered in itchy algae. Just soaked in it. It's practically glowing green. It's such a thick blanket of itchy algae all over this. If you were to grab it with your bare hands and not with some type of tool or the right equipment, spores will get everywhere. It'll get all over you. It'll probably cause a horrible allergic reaction that will definitely factor into the rest of today's session.
Church is gonna like
And you
close
have
his hand.
half a moment to warn Ragnar. But something tells me you
Don't
won't,
touch
but
it.
maybe you'll prove me wrong.
Oh,
Don't touch it.
Ragnar, let's pause.
Back away from it. It's glowing for a
Alright.
reason, you know, and it's not a good one.
All right, whatever you say.
We're not touching
What's
that
wrong
shit.
with it?
It'll fuck you up. That's what's wrong with it.
Ragnar will just shrug it and just kind of stand there. So what now?
We go around it.
Or we just tie something to it. Would you be able to get like a rope around it without it?
If you can do that without touching it, be my guest.
Yeah, you could like lasso it and like try to
Yeah.
pull it.
Supposedly, I have rope, supposedly. So, would I be able to? Yeah, can I try to like get the rope around it and try to pull it like that?
Yeah.
See if we can get it over. Okay.
Yeah. Give me a sleight of hand check.
Oh fuck. Okay. Oh, all right.
Yeah. You step 10 feet back. You all see Ragnar very easily kind of whip this rope around, and it kind of wraps around that front sort of hitch part, securing itself pretty tightly with like the slip knot you've created.
All right, church. Is this any better?
All right.
All right. Why don't you give me a hand with this? We'll just pull. I'm gonna try to pull on the rope at this point.
All right. Fair enough. He'll grab the rope.
Mhm. The both of you pull, and the upturned cart moves easily. And you notice all this like fine carpet of small green organisms like stir a little bit, but in the soft mud as you pull it, nothing really happens. It moves along fine, and then gets caught on something underneath it. Because like the cart has like walls around it, and it's upside down. It catches on your quarry underneath.
Is there room enough to get by it or no?
You could get by it just fine. But Truffle had kind of directed the party that there was something inside that he wanted everybody to look at. But you could ignore that.
Where the fuck is he anyway? Come on!
As you say this, we cut to Truffle.
He's sweating, like keeping up this fucking dance to keep these killer oozes away from the party, and they're like, "Oh, the cart's stuck. What do we do?"
Cart stuck. We wait.
Where is he? Can he fix this?
Truffle, give me a perception check.
All right.
The cart's stuck. Yeah, you notice all the telltale signs of that the fungal colony had warned you about. As you look around you, you notice the trees thinning out. You have a lot less cover. You feel the sunbeam starting to be able to penetrate the forest sort of canopy and make its way down to you, which is only making your sweating worse. It's starting to get even hotter here. You smell like a strange, almost sulfurous smell in the air, and it becomes very, very humid. And you become vaguely aware of a bubbling, gurgling stream kind of approaching behind you as you finally break your way out of this canopy of trees into a clearing. Now, with that 15, you do see an upturned sort of a couple of buckets that have been placed nearby and a pile of small ash where maybe someone sits and smokes pretty regularly.
Mm.
Around you, the earth is like baked and dry, and nothing really grows here, mushrooms included. The small phosphorescent plumes of spores that had guided you here have abruptly kind of stopped since you've reached an area where no vegetation grows, fungal, lichenous, or otherwise. The
Interesting.
puddings are still following you.
Right. I mean so seeing the ash residue, does it seem like this is like a resting place or like a campsite that, is frequently used, or just like there's a little bit here as in, it's close to where people often go?
It's a massive pile.
Okay.
This falls completely in line with what the mushrooms told you about, that 2 guards frequently sit here and smoke on their lunch break. As you regard the sun overhead, which you can see now, it occurs to you it's not quite lunchtime yet, but might be soon.
Ah, perfect. All right. Well, he will look around for a potential entrance that they could come out of, or, cover that's close to this ash pile. Um, would I find anything like that with the 15 I got, or should I roll again?
Yeah, no. For cover, we'd have to do a survival check, but for figuring out where they come from, you do see a sort of well-trodden path that kind of wraps around back into the woods behind you. And you do see a rather hastily covered opening into what looks to be like almost like a mound kind of going in. You can't see it at the wrong angle, but you managed to hit the right one. And you do see like almost a hastily created lean-to that seems to go in downwards, that's been very, very quickly covered with branches and leaves.
Yeah. I think he will hover over there with his little mushrooms, and then do a motion of throwing them into the hatch, uh, to hopefully convince the black puddings to enter after them and chase their food down the hatch.
This really is Jurassic Park. So you're gonna throw the flare. You're gonna
Yeah. I'm
hope
throwing
the
the flare down
T-Rex.
the tight passageway that the guards will have to come out of,
Cool.
and hopefully they will just run directly into the black oozes.
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, like I said, you rolled 2 21s. This works. At this point, they are so enticed with these mushrooms you've been holding aloft from them from so long that when you toss them away, they both slowly begin gurgling and slurping their way forward into this like narrow passageway that leads down after the mushrooms, leaving you free to explore your surroundings or head
He'll
back
do a
to the
big
party.
sigh, and he'll look around and notice the party's not followed him, and he's like, "Oh, no, he'll start drifting back towards them to figure out Well, first I think he'll close the hatch and try to make sure that it's not easy for the slimes just to leave after they get uninterested.
Ah,
Um,
yeah. Um, give me a so there's not the hatch doesn't really have any locking mechanism because people have to come out of it. How do you want to go about this?
can I druid
You want to put
craft
something heavy
something?
on it? Oh,
Or
yeah. You could probably try to like craft a root or something to hold
yeah,
the latch shut. Yeah, give me a nature check to see how effective it is, I guess.
okay, not very.
Yeah.
It's a plant.
A thin little flower takes root there and tries to
He'll go
hold
like, oh,
tries to hold the latch shut, but you don't know how much fight it will hold up against oozes and potentially guards.
okay. Well, very least it will uh, look cute. And then he flies back towards where he last saw the party to let them know what what the plan is, I guess.
You fly back exhausted, sweaty from your labor, from the heat of the gurgling hot spring, and you fly back to just about your church saying, "Where is he?" And you see them all looking at an overturned cart covered in what, with your passive nature ability, is itchy algae.
There he fucking
um,
is, like a moth to the flame, literally.
and be like, what? What's wrong?
I'm not touching that shit.
Just a bit of itchy algae? Come on.
A bit. The whole fucking cart is itchy algae.
Yeah, I just got rid of 2 black puddings. Which one would you prefer to deal with?
Listen, I'm not touching that fucking bog scratch. All right.
Okay.
If you want what's in that cart, figure it out.
All right, let me see. Can I druidcraft away the itchy algae?
Um, let's look. I think Druidcraft can definitely be used to create things. I don't remember if it can be used to,
Like, move it? Or
to remove it. Yeah, you can make a flower blossom, a seed pod, or a leaf bud bloom. But it doesn't look like you can remove.
okay. It only persists for 1 round anyway, so it's not. It wouldn't even work for the what I used for it before. What about Thorn Whip?
You could
You
you
create.
could thorn whip, yeah, and pull it towards
Um,
you.
yeah, I think he would. Yeah, I could either do that or. Oh man, I got a lot of nature spells. Um, I don't want to use a high level one. Yeah, would Thorn Whip help at all? It's basically like a
Yeah.
10-foot lasso that I could use to either remove things or pull things towards me.
Yeah, are you gonna try to pull the entire cart towards you? Or,
Well,
like, tip it
is it
over
that the
so that they
cart?
can get underneath it?
I guess is it the cart itself is covered, or is it that it's in a place that is covered? We're trying to pull the cart out of where it
The
is.
cart itself is covered, yeah.
Okay. Can we like see what valuables are in the cart, or like what
Yeah, you could
it
take a
was
look.
carrying?
No, yeah, you could definitely peek inside.
Okay. Is that investigation?
Yeah, yeah, we could call that investigation.
Or anyone else could do it too. I'm not particularly good at investigating, but
I don't know,
or
you
maybe I
kind of
am.
are, 17.
Yeah, seems like it
Um,
works.
as you peer inside, you see what the cart was stuck on when Ragnar tried to pull it, what the lip of it kind of got caught on. And you see a rather large chest. Uh, it's
Mm.
it's like almost, it's so clean, it's shiny. And with the 17, you realize that the black pudding has been sitting on this, and its sort of acidic effect has worn the lock down, but also left this one piece underneath the cart immaculately clean. You do see some fabrics, but all of the insignia on it has been eaten away by the acidic nature of the black pudding. And with a 17, you even see it's so faded, it's almost gone. The small placard that you saw earlier of the Traders Guild, kind of like just almost worn away by the acidic erosion of time, on the side of the chest. You gather that these traders, these long departed traders, may they rest in peace, were in the employ of Ragnar's aunt, and that this is how they kind of do their drop-offs and pickups for the illicit substances. She circulates throughout the Traders Guild.
I knew it.
Or the Traders Alliance, yeah.
He will relay this information. Basically,
there's a chest in there that they've been using to move all the goods in and out of this place. They're working with the Traders Alliance. I knew it.
Wait, what?
You know,
She opens
bad
her eyes
people.
all surprised.
I don't even bother.
Judge is like looking at Weiss.
She's
And then back
indulging
to
him.
Truffle.
it's just 3 wet blankets, and then there's fucking Truffle trying to solve a mystery here.
What? He'll feel this like little like pat on like his shoulder, right? And there's a little spectral hand as Weiss uses Mage Hand to just kind of like pat him, and it's just like, good job.
God.
Truffle thinks he's trying to solve a mystery, and we're all just in on the mystery. Like,
Yeah. I'm new to this plane, all right?
hey, great.
Oh,
great
bless
work,
your
Truffle.
little heart. You did it.
Good
I
shit.
did it. I solved the mystery.
Yep, you sure did.
Now we can all go home.
No,
Well,
no, we can't.
Oh, right. Yeah. No, I remember. Well, are we gonna get this chest out? It's clearly valuable. I mean, the ooze seems to have made it a home, so it's not all itchy.
How would we do that?
I don't know. Use your brain. I mean, I could try to thorn whip it out, but if it breaks, that's not gonna be great.
well, how heavy does it look? She kind of like waves her hand, and the mage hand also waves its hand.
You have a mage. Why don't you try with the mage hand?
Why don't you try with your fucking wings?
The wings can't
how-
carry things. Oh.
So how much is it getting blocked? Like, cause it's like upside down, right? Is there like a way you could wedge it over?
Oh yeah. I think if you were to like put down weight on one side of the cart, the other side would lift up, and you'd be able to probably pull it right out.
All right, I guess Ragnar will try to use his javelin and try to just put it in there and prop it over.
Mm-hmm.
I guess with I don't know, if he'll try to find some sort of hard material or something like that to put it over to prop it over.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll tell the church, grab the rope to try to, just get it over that.
Hey, DM.
Hmm?
Just cigar. DM?
Uh-oh.
What happened?
What? Hello?
I'm so confused.
I'm asking DM for
Oh!
a question.
Yes, I'm sorry. I thought you said deer, and I was like,
No!
Who's deer?
I said
You are.
Yes.
yeah.
Shit. Fuck.
Um,
You can cast like 3 cantrips, right? At the same time?
Um. eh, Oh, do you mean like the timing on it?
Yeah, like, could I have 3 mage hands out at the same time?
Ooh. Um. You could. Because usually you can cast 1 cantrip and 1 leveled spell as long as it's an action or a bonus action. But that's in combat. Let me see. I'm gonna look it up. I'm just gonna Google it because I'm not above that.
Well, Mage Hand
Okay.
says the hand vanishes if you cast the spell again.
There.
Is that
Okay,
what it
there we
says?
go.
okay.
Oh yeah.
So I don't think you can.
If it's
I'm so
more than
used to
30 feet away,
Presty
or if you
being,
cast
like-
this,
Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Then yeah, Weiss would kind of like just stand there, hand
Mhm.
on her hip as like the mage hand goes to help. It just wraps around the rope with Church.
Yeah. You take your mage hand and you know, help Church while Church pulls, and Ragnar kind of creates this like leverage so that the cart can move free of the chest. And with the 3 of you working together, Ragnar's plan works. The javelin is a perfect lever to push the cart, I should say, just enough up out of the mud so that the lip of it kind of scrapes slowly over the top of the chest. And with Church and Weiss pulling, you're able to pull it clear, leaving the chest behind alone in the wet mud.
Nice job.
Sweet.
Yay!
All right. I got
Everybody
it for you. Now you go.
helping.
So is it so you said that there's a rusted lock on it or something, or it's like worn out?
Yeah, it's like
Okay.
a simple tug would destroy it. It's been worn through
Oh,
by
okay.
acid. Even the hinges have kind of started to deteriorate. This metal is thin. It's brittle from the constant corrosive action of a black pudding nesting on it for what seems to be weeks now.
Okay. Ragnar will, kind of be proud of himself and just take the javelin out and just hit the lock off and then just prop the top of the chest open with it. And then he'll, just wave, there you go. So and he'd
The lock
probably take a
snaps
look
off
inside.
easily. Yeah, the lock snaps off easily. You're able to open the lid and you see in the chest 15 beautiful lanterns, each with these like different colored panes of glass kind of surrounding them, gilded on the top, not rusting because it's not a material that rusts. You think on a cursory glance, it looks like it might be some sort of precious metal. And you see these ornate lanterns very carefully packed with fabric around them, in between them. 12 of them in 6 rows, or 6 in a row, 2 rows, perfectly placed side by side in the chest.
Pretty.
Um,
What are those?
Ragnar's gonna assume that's probably some way to smuggle, just based on the his work with the City Watch.
Yeah, give me an investigation check with advantage since you're kind of, what you're looking for.
Okay. He is not good at this. Where are you at? Oh, it works.
Yeah. So there's a 19. You know the game. The street name is glass because it's smuggled as glass. These panes of glass on the lanterns are the substance that's being smuggled. And you figured out how they're doing it and how they're getting by. by disguising the drugs as local handmade collectible antiques and crafts from the city that you're in.
Yeah, that's not well, that's glass, but not the glass you'd assume on a lantern. And he'll say this
Ah.
is what they're using to smuggle.
Drug lights.
So I'm not too sure what to do from here, but this is how they're moving it around.
Right.
Well, I mean, I guess we could take it with us later. Probably don't want to bring it into the, the place.
I
Is
bet if we see
there
other
an
chests like this, we'll know. Yeah, what's in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
unless they have, and this is just an idea off my pretty little head. What if they have decoys? We have to be smart about this. Figure out if there's any kind of way they mark chests specifically. Because not every chest that looks like this is going to have glass in it. That's just how it's going to work.
Okay. So, oh wait, I know how to do that.
And he brings. Wait, how have I been transporting Fen this whole time? Is Fen been with me, or did we leave them at the inn?
Yeah, we could say that Fen's been with you, maybe still tucked into a basket in your bag.
Okay, then we'll bring out Treff will bring out Fen, be like, look, more glass, and like hold Fen to the lantern just to sniff it from a distance, not to actually consume any of it. A safe distance from the lantern.
Mm-hmm.
Try to get your pet
You
high.
see, I know, right? You see the long, bright pink tongue come lolling out of this, what looks to be a furry chameleon again. Its eyes kind of darting in all directions. And you notice like Fen's entire body just go tense as it like smells this substance again.
Yeah. Remember that. Remember.
My bad.
I don't think I could forget it.
Yeah, you talking to that thing or us?
I was talking to my dog.
Right. Right.
So Ragnar will remember what he did before, so he'll close the chest to take the distraction away from him and see if he changes attention.
Yeah. As you take the chest away, you notice like it's still like kind of sniffing the air and still rather like kind of agitated in general, Truffle, as he tries very hard to try to like get out of your arms.
Oh.
It's okay. It's okay. Well, we don't need to find it right now. We know where it is. Just wait in here.
And he puts him back in the basket. I don't want to let the dog loose in the swamp.
You put a leash on that thing.
Yeah, I really should find a leash, huh? I don't want to use my thorn whip. That's probably not a good idea.
Oh no.
Thorn whip would be such a cruel leash.
Yeah, that's fucked up. I don't have any other leash. You'll say,
Okay, well, I know where their entrance is, and I also may have delivered the black pudding friends we just made to their entrance. So, does anyone know how soon it is till lunchtime?
Can we see the sky while in the swamp at all?
Yeah, are there any like shadows or anything?
Yeah. You can figure out from, especially like from how much time has passed from the first time you surveyed Ragnar, that you're probably about like reaching the time people typically have lunch.
Okay. It's about that time. I think they'll probably be on their way very shortly.
Okay. Well, do we want to get in position? Because I think they're going to have a rude awakening when they get up to take their lunch break.
I mean, it sounds like a plan. So should we be moving, or do we want to look at this cart forever? Let's get
No, yeah.
impatient.
We're
You
okay.
never
Here, follow
asked.
me.
He'll lead them to the where he led the slimes to.
Yeah. As you lead everyone to where you had led the slimes to, you smell it before you see it. The smell of wet acid, rotting flesh, corroded metal. And you notice the small sprig of flower that was there is no longer. Somewhere not far from you, you hear rumbling and mumbling of massive wet shapes as they slurp and slurp in the shadows around you. And as you, if you, I guess, peer inside the hatch, the scene is a bit of a smelly one, but a shockingly clean one, as black puddings have a penchant to clean up after themselves. The steps, the stone steps leading down are shockingly clean, not a speck of dust to be found on them. And all that's left to your senses is a smell of burning hair and metal.
Trevor will go, ta-da! At the, are the oozes still down there, or have they retreated back into the woods?
They're somewhere in the woods around you.
Okay. Way's clear, he'll say.
Yeah, it smells evil in here. Gnarly.
Pressy? All up in my face. All up in my face. Just this bubble of fresh
Weiss
scented air.
Febrezes herself. Yeah.
You can just, it's not like a visual, but like there's just like this wisping of only the fur on her head. There's just like this as she's casting it.
The rest of you can only surmise what horrible fate awaited the two guards who came up out of this forest entrance.
Trevor do good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, mate.
Good job, Truffle.
It's so good. Bless your heart.
Yeah,
Churchill's
thanks.
pat him on the back. Got the job done. That's what matters.
Yeah.
We're so
Okay.
proud of you.
Oh, thanks, guys. Who wants to lead the way?
Yeah, I
Are
rolled
they
off
the
camera
things
and
that you
it
laid
was gonna
in,
go
or-
it was gonna go one of two ways of either
Uh-huh.
them being injured and killing the puddings, and the puddings won that risk battle very by a landslide.
Oh no.
So where are the things that ate the guards?
I think they're in the woods. I think we're in the clear. They should be busy for a minute.
Okay. And they're not just going to be waiting for us this way.
I mean,
How long does it take for an ooze to digest a meal like that?
Yeah, give me a nature check to see what you know about black puddings.
A whole lot.
I mean, yeah, you have no clue. You think? I mean, maybe an hour.
yeah, we'd have like an hour till they're probably
All right.
hungry again.
Good enough for me. I've got no intention of being dessert, so.
Great, me either. Lead the
All right.
way.
Okay, then. Church will lead the way.
Rice scurries up behind him.
Yeah. Your steps resound in this narrow passageway leading to this subterranean plant. As you pass the section of the stairs that served as the Black Pudding's feeding ground, one could say, the smell gets a little better, but it also changes in nature. You almost taste something chemical or metal as you continue walking down. And eventually, the passageway gives way to a much larger room. You're surrounded by crates, barrels, boxes, wheelbarrows, and even some hand carts full of all kinds of materials, some of them raw in nature, waiting to be refined, and they're sorted into materials moving in and materials moving out. It's very quiet in the sort of storeroom that you are in, especially with the 2 guards being dispatched. And as you kind of regard the crates and all these spaces around you, you do hear footsteps coming off from somewhere to your right. Thankfully, the containers here are stacked high enough that your shapes are obscured unless someone were to like sort of come around the corner towards the exit. But you can hear a great deal of you can hear a couple of pairs of footsteps, and then you can hear a great deal of like boiling and gurgling coming off to your right, as well as the sounds of like hammering and other sounds of industry.
This must
Judge
be
would
where
like to
they
put his
make the
hand back
stuff.
to stop everyone from advancing.
Okay.
Did you say this must be where they make the stuff?
Yeah.
Truffle's figuring it out, y'all.
Another mage hand pat.
It's just that it's so many things that
Vice
we all
gives her
just
a thumbs
immediately
up.
know, and he's just like, like out loud. Right. So, 2 options. We sneak through, or plan B.
What's plan B?
Mhm.
We kill him.
Oh. Hmm. How many are there?
Can I roll stealth and just kind of get a peek?
Yeah,
See how many are
Go
in
for it.
there? Wait.
That's a 15 with disadvantage. This is not bad.
Why do I have heavy armor?
Only you can answer this question.
Yeah, that seems like a mistake. I mean, because you're a fighter, I guess. You picked fighter first,
Yeah,
so
no,
they
it's
probably
good. Yeah, 15. I mean, 15 solid.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, no, 15 solid. You all watch a little bit comically as Church steps forward with these hobnail boots kind of making a little more sound than maybe intended on the flagstones. But as he moves forward, you notice that the clickety clacketing is not exactly out of the setting with the other sounds of glass refinement that are happening around you. As you peer around the corner, Church, you see a river, a subterranean river, making its way gently through this cavern that's been illuminated with a variety of mage lights around you. And you then see these massive stone slabs where arcane flux is being hammered and melted into another form. And suddenly you notice why you smelled this almost gaseous smell as you see a young dragon kind of chained in the corner that breathes in hollowly and then lets out a thin lick of flame, melting this substance that's then hammered into these thin sheets and then plunged into the river kind of to quench it. Every single time a thin sheet of this material is plunged, you see the entire flow of water scintillate a lavender color and then a deeper purple color as this immense amount of heat rushes off of it. causing the entire surface to bubble and spurt dangerously as then it rushes upwards towards the surface in an almost explosive reaction. You notice the people here are wearing very special gear made out of dragon scale and dragon hide. Um, Go ahead and give me a perception check to see what else you glean. Or insight, actually, either one.
We'll go with the higher one. 15.
You don't see any weaponry. You just see the tools of the trade. You see tongs, you see hammers, you see people poring over, glass vials with various, like sort of melted down arcane components in them. But these don't strike you as trained fighters. These strike you as arcanomancers going about their trade. The
Okay.
young dragon itself, I guess with a 15, you would notice is almost the equivalent of declawing a cat in almost brutal fashion. Its claws have been removed, and its horns have been shaved down to almost nubs. And you see a gentle glow from underneath eyelids that flutter in a tired fashion as it inhales again, and another lick of flame comes out with a raspy rattling in its chest.
Okay. Yeah, he would disappear back behind the wall towards his party.
Mhm.
Be like, right. I don't know why they would have that. Why would they have that? That's a bit of a problem. They have a dragon.
A dragon?
Yeah. I don't think the dragon's that inclined to help them. And they don't have that many weapons. So I think we can just fuck them up. But there is a dragon present just in the general area of the situation.
What's the dragon doing?
Being captive and blowing smoke.
Like, at them?
Like they've got him fucking making something.
Oh.
And then they dip it in the water.
Oh. It's dragon fire. That's how they're making the glass.
For fuck's sake. Yes, Truffle. It's dragonfire.
That's why the fucking swamp's so hot. We gotta let the dragon out.
Yes. Why? Why have we got to let the dragon out?
Because the
We got a job
swamp's
to do.
burning.
And
And I don't want the swamp to burn. Remember?
so you're telling me that despite the fact that we could completely avoid interacting with this dragon in any fashion, you want to cool down the swamp?
Yeah. Remember I said I'd help if we cooled down the swamp.
Yeah, but it's like you help, and then it's like going really out of your way to help. That might cost you your life, and that was, I didn't think you meant that element of help. So,
Well, I
You got a
think the
plan?
dragon would be grateful
'Cause
if we let him out.
well, I expect you to have a fucking plan then.
What's keeping the dragon contained?
Chains.
We cut the chains.
You really thought this through, ain't you, mate?
Yeah. Why not?
All right. We cut the chains. See you on the other side. He'll turn around and go back into the room. I'm gonna roll stealth again, and I guess just try and get as close as I can to the dragon.
Oh my! He's just gonna go in. Huh? Let me see.
Okay.
Or at least I'll take it like one person at a time.
Like a sort of assassination mission type
Yeah.
of deal.
Maybe.
You're gonna try
This is
to
what he does
Or
gonna
best.
just-
try to Deus Ex this or Dishonor
try to-
this or
Yeah. I'm gonna try and deny you combat again.
okay. Yeah. Go ahead and give me. There are. You know what? Roll a d6.
Okay.
I'm gonna put this fate in your hands.
Thanks.
All right.
There are 6 workers between you and the
Oh.
dragon.
That was
One time
not a
that
good
6
roll.
is
Okay.
bad, dude.
Yeah.
Hey, that's fine with me.
Yeah. Give me a stealth roll.
Okay.
Oh.
An
Oh.
8. Was that a 1?
No.
A 1.
Yeah. It's a 1.
Nice.
All right.
You come around the corner and you don't know how you didn't catch them before. They were just on the other side. Like you're kind of behind this line of crates. They were just on the other side and they're carefully taking the cooled glass and laying it into lanterns. And as you turn the corner, impossibly quiet, you just turn directly into them.
Shatter the glass.
Yeah, they pause for a moment, stunned, and then you see the glass pane slip from their hands.
Joe's gonna look down at the glass, look at them, look at the glass, look at them, and then attempt to stab them.
Yeah, roll to hit.
I mean, if you hit first, don't you have like the assassin thing? Where you'd like,
Well, they're not surprised. They're definitely not. Or are they? I don't know. It's a
Yeah.
9 though.
oh, what happened to that?
9.
I love how you just go for the attack. These guys are just like workers and like they're like caught
Yeah.
with their pants down.
Yeah. You go to swing at them, but your aim is obscured by this cloud that's come up from the shattered glass.
Oh no.
Oh, the
Your
steam.
vision blurs for a moment as the glass, instead of breaking into splinters like normal glass, breaks into 3 large panes and then kicks up a rather large sort of cloud of dust. It's almost like a heat mirage that simmers before your eyes for just a moment, and then you feel it. The rush of your life. Your pupils kind of dilate and go wide.
Oh no.
And the world almost seems to be like it's moving in slow motion and you're moving impossibly fast.
Okay.
The bewildered scientist you're gazing at also looks completely racked out of their mind.
Charles
As-
like staggers for a bit, and he's like, "Come here, you cunt!" And he's like seeing 2 of him. And he can't.
Yeah. This is gonna have some good effects and some bad effects later.
Awesome.
Oh my god. It's a drug fueled combat
Yeah.
to come up.
For the next 10 minutes, you can take 3 actions per round.
Oh my god.
As you begin to feel, like I said, everything in your body kicks into overdrive. Everything clicks into flight or fight. The colors get more vivid. You can taste sound and touch time, and everything is really, really good right now.
I feel good. I feel really good.
Go ahead and you can swing 2 more times.
Okay. Another
third
9
one-
and a 12.
The third one is a hit. Honestly, these are, like I said, they're scientists. They're not
6 slashing.
6 is more than enough. The first 2 hits are turned aside by the dragon scale that's kind of more for heat protection. It's almost like a blacksmith's apron and like these large gloves that this person is wearing. And the third one strikes true. And you're able to dispatch this foe with relative ease. A quick scan tells you there's 5 more people between you and the young dragon. You notice the dragon's eyes kind of gently mark you, but the other workers are hard at work. And the sounds of the hammers against the anvils as they're kind of taking these almost like soft crystalline pieces of arcane flux and turning them into these sheets is kind of sort of distracts them from any sound you've made since you're still about 30 feet away.
Okay. Well, Church has got no intention of sneaking at this point. He feels invincible, so he's just going to point at the next one and be like, "You fucking come here!" And he's just walking forward with his sword out.
Are we?
On the other side of the barrels, you all hear this. This is
think at
not
that point-
how you thought it was gonna go.
Oh god.
Yeah, we just like maybe all poke our heads out like we're like, I'm church.
Ragnar's just gonna walk up like and just just see what's going on. He knows there's a ruckus already happening.
You
Yeah,
can see
Ragnar-
Church like staggering, but like walking with haste towards like the workers, and there's like a dead worker lying on the floor.
Should we help him? He seems to have it handled.
Yeah, you with the hammer, come here.
That with a turn of the stomach, you see all of the workers kind of alert to the presence of Church as Church staggers forward, sword pointed, and the man with the hammer whirls around, brandishing it. And that'll be where we take our break. Oh my gosh. We'll be back. Get some water, stretch your legs. We'll see. See, you said you were going to deny me combat, but I don't think that's going to happen now.
Made me high. I don't know what to tell you. Combat's out the stealth's out the window.
This fucking heavy armor
Um,
stealth is doing us in.
Yeah.
We'll see what Church's Arcana fueled rampage brings. We'll be right back after this. See you in a bit. All right. So, time seems to move in slow motion for a moment as you see your party member Church lurch forward on what looks to be uneven but also impossibly fast anime style footing. As he staggers forward, sword pointed, brandished rather, at the hammer wielding drug maker? I don't know. Soft trigger warning, I guess, for the creative making it. We're going very Breaking Bad on this series. I should warn people. In front of him, Truffle, you peek around the corner with Weiss and Ragnar in tow, and see, like I said, you have a moment to figure out how you want to handle this, and see Church kind of running forward, sword held aloft with a crumpled guard, not far from where you are, maybe 10 feet from you. Not a guard, another scientist.
Should we help him go in too? What do we do? This wasn't part of the plan.
Weiss will yell out after him. In all them times I done asked you to do the drug, you ain't ever tried it. Well, look at you now. Kind of cheering him on and cast Bardic Inspiration.
As far as Church is concerned, he's imagining Weiss egging him on. He doesn't even clock on that they're behind him.
It's not even like the actual
Momo,
words she said.
Momo,
You're
jail.
great.
jail.
What do you mean?
All the times I asked,
She's
you said
She's
no.
a spice girl. You can't jail her.
I'll just change it to somebody else. Look it up.
Get out.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay. Yes, Church, you think this isn't real?
He thinks that is like he's imagining Weiss being like, "Go get him, champ."
Here you go.
Yeah. All right. You've got your bardic inspo.
Sweet.
You come level with the individual kind of who's whirled around with the hammer.
Mhm.
Yeah, I guess roll to hit. You'll get the first hit on this because they are surprised, actually. This is not yeah, this is not
Okay.
what they did not expect a bald man with a gold tooth to come shambling out from behind the
All right,
oh,
well, that's a
wow.
20.
Okay.
Let's go.
That is a 20. All right. Now, because they're surprised, I believe you get some type of special feature here, correct?
Isn't it like a free crit?
Yes. That's not a crit though. It has to be a 19 or a 20, and I think was that an 18? 16. Yeah.
16.
Um,
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I do get sneak attack damage if it's a quelle surprise. But I don't think
It
that
is a
matters.
surprise.
Is he
Yeah,
dead anyway?
yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't
He's
matter.
dead
So, yeah.
anyway, but with the sneak attack, it's like I don't know, you describe it. How gory is this?
Uh, so he's gonna approach the next guy, and he's gonna walk past him, and the guy's gonna like look at Church, look towards Weiss in the group, and then Church will put his sword through the guy from behind, leave the sword in him, and then keep walking towards the next guy.
Weiss
You got
shoots
2
a
more
thumbs up.
actions.
I guess. Can I close in on door number 3?
Yeah.
Guy number 3?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Go get
And
him, champ.
I'll use a dagger. He'll produce a dagger from his belt. 19
That's a hit.
Ooh,
for 6.
nice.
That's a kill.
Okay.
Mhm.
And then the next guy,
So that's the third one
Uh,
down, right?
Yeah, that's the third one down.
Okay.
is a 13 to hit
That's a hit.
for 5 slashing.
Just barely a kill.
Okay.
This is EXP
Ragnar's,
farm at this
Ragnar's
point.
gonna jump in real heavy. Hold right there, hold there. Let's use these last 2 for to maybe get this dragon unloose or loosened. And I feel like these guys are like, he sees that they're super weak, and he thinks they'll probably end up surrendering if we try to hold them up or something.
Will
Yeah.
Church hear you in his drug-fueled murder rampage?
Maybe. I don't know. I'll make it at least it'll be.
Are
an
you
attempt.
yelling? Are you yelling at me?
Yes, I would be yelling.
Okay, yeah, no, he would stop and turn around. Dagger still
listen
in
to
his
him,
hand,
Sean.
in
Keep
a
going.
guy. Huh? He's like, what?
You want to release that dragon, or do you want these guys to?
How are they gonna do it? I'm just
I
gonna
mean,
use
they
my
know
hands.
about what the hell's going on with them better than we do.
Is that true?
As you say this, Church, one of the 2 remaining
While I'm talking to them,
starts
that there is a
sprinting.
man with a dagger in him, and I'm holding the dagger
Yeah.
still, and he's like,
Yeah.
shooting my forearm.
This is terrifying. One of the workers who was carrying tongs and kind of quenching these plates, instead starts sprinting, tong in hand. And you see where they're sprinting towards a massive gong, kind of nestled
Oh,
near
shit.
one
Uh-oh.
corner. The other one, this is actually very sad, though. The other one takes a large barbed implement and digging it in between the ribs of the dragon. You see the dragon kind of reel up in pain as it lets out a 15-foot long lick of fire.
Shit.
Church, make a dex save. Those of you who are still behind the crates, you may do so with advantage since you have cover.
Did this dude just immolate himself too? Like, how is he not?
He's on the side of it because he's like
Okay,
near
okay.
the ribs with like a barbed implement, like just jamming up into it.
I got a
I think
9.
I came out. I think I came out.
You
to
have
yell at
bardic
him, so-
inspiration.
I do have Bardic, but I don't think that's gonna be enough. I kind of don't want to waste it. Let's see. Was it 1d6?
Did-
D8? D6.
Was Dean?
Yes.
Young dragon.
Was this guy who is stabbing the dragon already poised to do so, or was he like? Did he
Mhm.
like say use an action to do it?
No, this is the guy that was, like, controlling the dragon and kind of, like, prodding it more gently before to heat up this, like, flux so that it gets white hot and then
Right.
it's, like,
Okay.
hammered into sheets, yeah. So this is, like, one of the dragon handlers. The other one just got a knife in his neck. Yeah, because
Right.
you killed the packer, you killed the dude hammering them on the anvil, you killed one of the dragon handlers, the other dragon handler's alive, and then the quencher is alive. Wait, did I mess up my own mental map here?
No.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm good. All right.
There was 6, 4 died. There's 2 left. 1 ran for the gong, 1 stabbed the dragon.
Oh, yeah, and then one was using the glass implements to, like, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
yes.
Do I have with danger sense? Does that give me an advantage on this?
Yes, actually, with danger sense, I would say that you don't even have to roll. You see the
okay.
dragon's eyes light up, and you deftly, like, just duck behind the crates. Truffle, same. You have a sort of kinship with living things. You see its eyes or its pupils narrow as it experiences this pain, and it reels up all its force into this massive flamethrower of power. Church, you're lost in the sauce. So this is
Church isn't even looking at the dragon. He's following the guy running for the gong, and he's like, "Oi, don't you fucking hit that!" And he just gets lit up by the
yeah.
dragon.
Weiss, it's a little too late for you as this happens, but you do still have some cover, so you'll take less damage than Church, who's kind of just standing and going to take the brunt of this.
This is gonna hurt.
This is now. I would like to clarify to the chat that normally young Dragonfire does a lot more damage, but in our case, this dragon is very injured, and this is a very sad situation. Oh, wow, okay, so,
Still
Church,
I'm
does a lot.
down.
you take 18 points of fire damage, and Weiss, because you're behind half cover, you take half of that, but it hurts. Your fur goes up in flame. It is probably one of the most painful things you've ever experienced. It's just white hot pain kind of pouring down one side of you as the flame just completely immolates you. Truffle, Ragnar, behind the crates, completely safe, you do notice that the very edge of the crates kind of begins to go up in flame.
Yeah, she just looks like a hairless cat from like there's like a shape of a box that is unburned on like her chest, but like from up above that, there's like this jagged square shape, and then her head is just all nude. Like
Oh,
Sphinx cat.
Oh, no.
She's just a Sphinx cat above her head, and she just blinks a couple times and screams.
Oh my god, that was horrible.
Truffle, you're like unscathed.
Yeah. Yikes. That's rough out there.
She slowly turns to him with like these shaking hands.
Is the dragon free yet? I'll call the church.
Church is just like cool, on his ass, on fire.
Did that guy make it to the gong yet?
No, he didn't make it yet. Church was like actively chasing him when Church was basically lit up.
Okay.
I don't know if he still is after that. That's up to Sam.
Yeah, I mean he would be. He does not understand the extent to which he's been hurt.
So now you're just
Definitely.
flaming running after this man.
Yeah, he's like trying to pat himself out, but he's like clearly badly burned, and he's just like going after the gong guy.
You have like this extra speed though, don't you? With the
Yes,
effects?
yes. You make it easily. Yeah, you're able to dash. I would say with at least one of the actions, and you have 2 left. So you intercept him just before he hits the gong.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I will, I guess, attempt to. I was gonna say I'll attempt to grapple him, but I would just kill him instead. So let's just
Okay,
stab
yeah,
him.
roll to hit.
An 11.
The first dagger is turned aside by the dragon scale breastplate this man is wearing.
Okay. 19.
The second one is a hit. You're able to kind of like find your way in between, like a chink maybe in the underarm where the armor is not protecting him.
Okay. For 5.
It's a decisive blow. You puncture the lung and continue to drive the dagger in, and the man falls to the ground dead.
Disaster avoided.
Does the dragon look like it will survive this punctured attack from the guy?
It is grievously injured, but it does look like it will survive. Dragons are notoriously hardy creatures, and in fact, if you're looking carefully, Weiss, you notice scar tissue. This isn't the first time it's been goaded in this way.
Yeah, Weiss, in an angered, retortive rage, is going to cast hold person on this little fucker who stabbed him. She just kind of like turns away with these like hands shaking, and she just casts it on him reactionary.
Okay, they're gonna make I think it's a wisdom saving throw. Does a 14 pass?
I don't know.
Yeah. Saving throw. And see what your spell save is. So, oh, your spell save DC is 15. So it just barely fails. So yeah, you cast hold person as this man is about to goad the creature once more, spurring it to sort of buffet you all with flame. You see your spell take effect and the man freezes.
Now you look here, you little motherfucker. And she's gonna start walking towards it. Like these slow-paced, like pod feet that move towards it as she's just smoking.
From a hairless cat.
Yeah, this
Oh my
hairless burned
God.
cat.
It's just like the top part of her like shoulders and head that are just this hairless cat, but there's fur on like the backside of her head, so it's just the front.
Like a mohawk.
Just rocking a mullet.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mullet, yes. Cat with
oh
a mullet.
no.
I do believe we have a few questions for you. She just walks forward and will light her hand with Presty. Just having a big ball of fire in her hand. Trying to intimidate him.
Yeah, it works. This person is being held. They're essentially paralyzed for all intents and purposes. And at your sort of mercy. As you walk towards this creature, you notice the young dragon kind of like shift and almost like back away from you, straining against its chains as it attempts to do so.
Careful, I ain't here for you. She just like walks over. Steel Brow, you better get up here and ask your questions before I ask mine.
So just real quick though, are those crates still on fire?
They are, yeah. You notice the small ember of flame is starting to grow and lick up the side of a couple of the crates.
Okay. Can I like there's like a water like a
Mhm.
river that's or a stream or something that's going through, you said? Or I
Yeah,
forget what
yeah.
you were saying. So he'll walk up, he'll try to scoop it with his hands and see if he can just like put those embers out before he walks over, just because he's assuming that there's probably all this glass in there and he wants to make sure that that doesn't take over the room.
Yeah,
I'm
truffle
glad
will help.
somebody thought of it, Tim.
Yeah.
I'm glad somebody
That's a
thought
good
of it.
idea.
Yeah.
I'm
You
high.
put the fire out. You put the fire
I'm
out while the
mad.
rest of this is happening and are able to join Weiss. Yeah, this is
Okay.
a mundane action. You don't have to roll
Oh,
for it.
come-
Yeah.
come
you're
to the
Okay,
just-
phone
good,
right
good.
now.
All right, so we'll walk over and we'll just be like, "Who do you work for?" And hold we'll hold a hand axe up to his neck.
Yeah. The man like kind of tries to struggle against the spell, but can't break free. And says, "Work for the dame. I'm a dog and handler."
Dog.
Would you like to be more specific?
Shape brings in the glass. Oi, melt the glass, and they sell the glass.
Uh huh. Who do they sell it to?
Anybody that wants to buy it? We've got contacts in the trading alliance. They turn an eye the other way, and we run the stuff into Loftum.
How many routes do you have?
I'm the dog and handler. I don't know what routes we've got.
Okay. I think last question would be where is she now?
Let's see if he knows, actually. Somewhat intelligent. Okay. I'm assuming she's curled up with her little boy toy in her office. She doesn't come down here.
Okay. And how are you going to release this dragon? He's not even gonna, he's just going to assume that he's going to do it for him.
Oh, yeah. Roll intimidation. Yeah, roll intimidation. See if you can kind of spook him into.
Boy.
Can I
I've had
help?
that-
Yes,
I've-
yes.
I have expertise in it, so I'm like, give it a shot. I'm helping him.
Okay, yeah, this is always gone wrong. This one went way wrong last time. Oh, that was not supposed to be advantage.
No,
But
it
it's
is
'cause
because
you're
Weiss
getting
is
helped.
helping you.
Oh, right.
So,
Okay.
16. Yeah. You see the man wanting to acquiesce, but also cowering at the thought as he's like, "You can't let him go. He'll kill all of us." But you see the dragon's eyes light up. Instead of kind of barely seeing a glimmer of amber glow under these heavily lidded eyes, you see the eyelids flutter open as it almost is enjoyed at the thought of being released. "He'll kill all of us."
No, he'll kill you. She's gonna cast she's gonna cast Cure Wounds on the dragon.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, you go ahead and 6 points of healing. You see the massive, kind of cut created by the goading implement kind of begin to knit close as your magic takes hold. And at this, the dragon actually speaks to you. Seeing that you're almost friendly to it. Its voice kind of drifts to you in common, which is surprising, like silk. And you do still smell the vague odor of sulfur and pumice as it opens its mouth to speak with you, but it doesn't breathe flame. And it says, "Yes, you're rather intelligent, aren't you? Not like these primates that have sought fit to bind me here. Yes, you let me go. Could be I could grant you a boon." There's
Oh,
more to
I'm
you.
sure we plan to
than-
let you go.
There's more to you than meets the eye. And as the lid completely opens, you feel almost bathed in amber light, as though this creature can see your true form or smell it.
Oh boy.
Naked as a Thanksgiving turkey.
Oh.
we see your true form.
This like catches her off guard, and she's like,
Uh,
and she turns to the like held person guy, and brandishing her like fired hand.
Tell me how to free him. Right now. Or I'll burn your balls off.
She just like holds
Yeah.
her hand to it.
You've already succeeded in the intimidation with Ragnar's
Yeah.
help. And so the man, cowering, still under the effect of the hold person spell, quavers and says, the rune, the rune. And you notice now that the chains are sort of nailed into a plate that sits underneath the dragon that has a rune on it, a rune of binding. And as you regard the ruin, you notice that these chains kind of wrapped over and around the dragon do scintillate with an arcane glow.
Yeah, Weiss will hold her arms out to look to her companions.
Well, what say you?
Free the dragon.
My fucking
Um,
armor's ruined.
Church is sat on the floor, and he's like looking at his like singed leathers.
Seeing as
Speaking
Ragnar
of-
now knows what's going on, he's just gonna cut the guy's head off.
Oh, okay, yeah. He's being held by Weiss's spell, so it's very easy to chop his head off. Yeah. It doesn't
Right.
require a roll to hit. Be impossible to miss him.
Cold blooded.
I think Weiss would bring down her rapier across the different runes and try to mark them up and get the dragon free best she can.
Yeah. As you scuff the rune, you notice like the metal chains begin to groan as it like flexes. And as you continue your work, sure enough, you're able to break or at least weaken the spell to where with one effortless flex, the dragon is able to completely free itself. You hear the metal groan as the chains come snapping free with ease, and it takes its massive head back and in its maw rips off the last remaining chains, tossing these massive pieces of metal through the air with ease and drawing itself up for the first time in years to its full size, scraping against the roof of this cavern that it is in as it does so. And Truffle, you would notice this. Your heart turns as you realize its wings have been clipped.
Oh. Man, yeah, that's rough. He would, like, I guess, stand by Weiss and like,
I'm so sorry for what they've done to you. You don't deserve this. Nothing does.
I can't help you now, but there are such things in this world that can regrow things.
She'd look down at Truffle and kind of pat him on his head.
Yeah, I'm thinking now too.
I've seen it
Yes.
before at the colleges.
But why would you seek to help one such as I? Normally, creatures in your sort of line of work do so to bend me to their will.
Well, personally, I saw the swamp was dying because of your fire breath, and I think that was wrong. It was hurting the ecosystem. I didn't even know what was the cause, but nothing deserves this. Nothing living.
Weiss kind of like brushes at what's left of the back of her hair. And she it's like a shift, right? Where like all the hair just comes back into place. She shifts back into the visage. Look, I think all of us here have been a tool for someone else. One or more times.
It's with these like bindings off of it and its massive form flexing, you realize for half a moment that you're a little bit at this creature's sort of mercy. Yeah, knowing it can spit white hot flame on all of you at a moment's notice. But it doesn't. Instead, its eyes still bathing you all in this sort of amber glow that comes off of its massive form, says, I don't much desire to be in debt to anyone. But perhaps we can come to an arrangement. In return for my freedom, I can give you a small vestige of my own power. And we can part ways in peace.
Neat. We'd be very grateful. We were just kind of doing it to be nice.
It breathes in and then buffets you all, not with flame, but with a vestige of its spirit almost, granting you the gift of the chromatic dragon. You can choose one of the two following benefits. The first is a chromatic infusion. As a bonus action, you can touch a simple or martial weapon and infuse it with fire damage. For the next minute, the weapon deals an extra 1d4 damage when it hits. And after you use this bonus action, you can't do so until you finish a long rest, or you can gain reactive resistance. When you take fire damage, you can use your reaction to give yourself resistance to that instance of damage, and you can use this reaction number of times equal to your proficiency bonus. Normally, this feat from Fizban's Treasury of Dragons, you get both of them, but because this is a sort of modified version of it, you do get one of those two. And you get something else, but we'll talk about that in a minute.
Is that for Weiss? That's sick.
That's for everyone.
You said
everyone.
metallic
That's for
dragon
everyone.
or chromatic?
Chromatic.
Oh, what color is he?
Red.
Oh, sick. Oh man, did you write those out?
Yes. I'll write those
My
out and
brain-
put them.
It has gone in and jumbled.
Yeah.
Church is like leaning against the wall, and you see him like he keeps like doing this, like rubbing his head, and he goes, "My fucking hair's been burnt off."
Speaking of Church, roll 1d2 plus 1.
Yes, man.
My hair's been
Awesome.
burned off.
Yeah, he never had.
Chig,
any
you
fucking-
didn't have any hair.
2.
Yeah, bald
Could have
man
been worse.
remembers he's bald.
2.
As the effect of the glass begins to wear off, you take 2 levels of exhaustion and you also take the depression condition.
Yeah.
As
no.
you realize the realities of your situation. You are burnt.
Yeah.
Your
My hair's
armor
gone.
is damaged. Your hair's
My
gone.
arm is damaged.
Everything hurts and you're tired. It feels
Yeah,
fucking
and we
horrible.
haven't even this was a fucking side mission, and I'm in a state. Yeah. All right, 2 levels of exhaustion.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
The levels of exhaustion.
All right.
I'll put the I'll put the chromatic infusion in the Discord chat. And before you and all of you get access to that, before you decide, the dragon, sorry, just a second. I want to put this in the Discord before I forget. There's the chromatic infusion and then reactive resistance. Perfect. Okay. They're both in there. And as you're like infused with a vestige of this creature's power, it remarks once more and says, I can give you much more, should you so wish it. My gifts can be bountiful and vast, as was my power before I was mutilated in this state.
Okay.
I
Thanks.
don't think we could turn that down.
There's always a catch, Mr. Dragon, in there.
Mr. Dragon.
Okay, all right. First of all, what is your name? So we don't call you Mr. Dragon for
Church, I've
20
told
more
you
minutes.
that a million times.
I swear.
Where's my fucking hair gone?
It shifts its eyes towards you, Weiss, and says, Neldarin.
It is a pleasure. Not so much meeting in this way.
Oh, yes, the pleasure is all mine. And it like kind of bows its head. But yes, your bald compatriot is correct. There is almost always a give and take in contracts.
Don't
such as
fucking rub it
mine.
in.
If you were to pledge yourselves as Drake Wardens in my service, I could give you much more.
I don't know if it seems kind of like a tangent from what we're here to do. What does that mean to be a Drake Warden?
That part is up to interpretation.
So we're signing up for a unwritten contract?
First, I would ask for vengeance. And then you would join my order if they still exist. I've been kept here for so long, I don't know if they're still out there. But they are keepers who collect and guard draconic lore and secrets.
Well, go ahead, Ragnar.
Ragnar says, I for one will volunteer. I think we have a common enemy.
We do.
Why are you not hesitating? We'll have a fucking job anyway. He's offering you one.
I mean, yeah, but contracts are serious business.
I don't think you
He'll
ever had a job, Truffle, did you? Your job's worth.
He'll ignore that. He'll look to Weiss.
at mentioning contracts, because obviously the Fae contracts are very important. Be like,
I'm not comfortable signing up for something that I don't know exactly what it's going to entail when it's a contract. Revenge we could probably do, though. We're good at that, right?
Yeah. Just to quote you from before, she's still patting at like her face as if it was bare.
Hmm.
I don't like owing people. And that sounds like a whole lot of owing. I am perfectly fine parting ways as we are, as uh unlikely
You love
friends.
secrets, Weiss. What is all this about?
I do love
Fucking love,
secrets,
you love a good
church.
secret, you do.
I do. This is true.
He's offering you a job with secrets in it.
He's offering a
No-brainer.
cult.
Oh wait, are you offering a cult, mate?
At this, you see him like flare his nostrils, and he's like, "No, ours is an order that enacts vengeance for those that are too weak to carry it out themselves.
Oh,
See?
I like that.
Nothing
It's
in
not a cult.
life is more powerful than forcing the atonement of those who would otherwise never repent."
He just kills
And you
people.
see
That's
like
what
a
we do
lick of
anyway.
smoke come out of one nostril.
I'm glad you
Mm.
guys finally caught up. Ragnar's
Oh,
just being
shut your
he just-
mouth's tail, Brow.
What if we got you your revenge and then we decided on the joining part once we met the rest of your gang? Because I don't really,
He's
know
a
what
fucking
they
dragon.
stand
He doesn't
for.
have a gang, mate.
It just said he has a gang.
It's an order.
Have you got a gang?
I believe my order's been scattered to the wind in the long time I've been confined
No
here.
gang. Told ya.
So we're starting the
You
gang.
need to listen, Truffle. One ear out the other, mate.
It's
He's still
important
high.
to listen.
He's still really
Yeah,
high.
he's still really high. Yeah.
Ah. Yeah, Weiss
What do
just
you?
like starts
What?
rubbing at the like furred brows that she has.
What do you
Just to
think,
make-
Wise?
Look, Shug, I am all for this revenge plot, this taking the piss out of whatever you want to. All right. But I have spent a damn too long time putting my fucking neck out there for people who don't even know who I am. All right. So if I'm going to be working for these people who can't even take care of themselves, I better be getting some damn good payment for it. Did you not just see me? I lost my whole ass hair. She just like poofs at her face.
So did I.
You haven't had your hair for years. She just holds her hands up.
Hold a second. That can't be right.
Ragnar is just going to ask, just to be clear, who do you have vengeance with?
For the time being, my captors. After that, well, let's just say I take it on a case-by-case consultational basis. I delight in ripping from the hands of the unworthy their worldly possessions and enacting great vengeance on behalf of those who cannot themselves. In this way, I tip the scales. And he actually like conjures like this image, this greater image of scales and like him sitting on one side and like, gold
He's
sitting on the
definitely
other.
a red. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
he made a little self-portrait to like the skills.
Mhm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Fucking red dragons, brother.
Well, that doesn't sound so bad as long as it's a case by case basis.
what I was doing anyway. There's no different, except maybe I will kill the bad people and not the good people.
We're gonna kill the
Good
captor
and bad
anyway.
is relative.
Why? So I'm not doing it if you're not doing it. Us baldies got to stick together.
I swear to every damn plant in this swamp if you don't shut your mouth. She just
Leave
like
the plants out of
moves.
it. Truffle.
He'll throw up his
You
hands.
shut your
and just
mouth,
kinda, like,
too.
look at the ground.
I ain't bald anymore. You see it? And she starts like pushing it down and like backward, the fur that's reconstituted.
Oh no.
Look, we'll help you, all right? We'll help you with this revenge plot, all right? Because it suits our mutual need to get this bitch, wherever she is, down for her pretty little. What's the term? And she like turns to church. The thing people stand on when they're almighty. What is it?
Oh, fucking table.
Her table. Hells, I agree. Get this lady off her table.
Get this lady off her table. Truffle will repeat.
In
Then
classic
after that, we can
red
talk about
dragon
justice.
fashion, the dragon kind of like adjusts its gaze towards Ragnar and Truffle, kind of seeing which way the wind is blowing a bit, and says, "Well, but I think there's an opportunity here for one in hiding and for one poised to maybe move up in the organization. Both of you have vengeance on your souls. I could help you."
And how could you help
Wait.
us?
Wait.
I
Truffle's
thought you
got
just
vengeance.
wanted us to do your work. Wait, what was that?
Truffle.
Sorry, go ahead.
Truffle's got vengeance. With what?
I mean, you know,
an angry
folks-
plant.
no. Most plants are quite friendly, I'll have you know.
All right. No,
Usually it's the people that are the angry ones.
I'm never angry.
Yeah.
This causes Weiss to physically snort. Just fucking just snorts at him.
In answer to your question, Ragnar, Nildarin says, well, I believe in equivalent exchange. I can grant you a piece of power and help you move up in your company in return for you helping me recruit more to my cause. You seem to be good with people.
We'll totally like just nod, even though he doesn't believe that. But so you want me to spread the word of the order?
I prefer quality over quantity, but yes, I'd like for you to find enterprising individuals whose philosophy aligns with mine and convince them to join up.
Okay.
As soon
I
as
believe
you
I can do
say
that.
okay,
Mhm.
you feel your body surge with draconic energy and you
Ooh.
gain 2 levels.
Oh.
Or
And you can choose an Oath of Vengeance Paladin, a Draconic Bloodline Sorcerer, a Drake Warden Ranger, or an Ascendant Dragon Monk. You can take 2 levels in any of those subclasses as you see
That's
fit.
sick.
Fuck.
The rest of you will gain 1 level, but you know, I don't want to. I don't want to sway you one way or another.
Fucking dragon's gonna start giving
fuck?
bonuses. Dragon's gonna give
Mhm.
bonuses. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Shit, what was the first one that you
Oath
mentioned?
of Vengeance,
Vengeance
Paladin. Mm-hmm.
It's some bullshit.
Paladin?
Oath of Vengeance is very fun and kind of perfect considering how badly you got fucked over by your dad.
True.
But the other ones are fun too.
I think you think that's a good. I was thinking Paladin.
If you wanna
Oath of
do the
Vengeance,
whole
yeah.
like martial hit stuff, then definitely Oath of Vengeance Paladin.
Okay, we'll do that. Yeah.
Yeah. You see almost like scintillating ethereal scales like form armor around Ragnar's body and glimmer there for half a moment. And when they disappear, he does seem stronger, more muscular, not taller because he's a dwarf. But the air about him seems to change as these ethereal dragon scales fall away.
Yeah, no, I'm fucking seeing things.
Okay, so I don't know how to do any of this though. To, like,
Yeah,
change
we'll
my
handle
stuff.
that. We'll handle that.
Okay, we can leave that off on the side. All right.
Yeah, we'll do that
Okay,
in
good, good.
between
Thank God.
episodes
All
because
right.
that is like, yeah, it's quite a bit to manage.
Okay. So I don't know how would Ragnar feel after this? Would he feel like empowered or kind of like?
Oh yeah,
taken?
you feel
Oh, yeah?
amazing. Yeah, you feel your body like surge with this energy, and you suddenly feel like you could do things you couldn't do before.
Wow. I guess Ragnar will just kind of gain his composure and his eyes will widen, and he'll maybe he'll ask, "I really think you should reconsider." Is there a way they could maybe opt in at this point, or is that it?
Oh yes, yes. The deal is not off the table. Like I said, he just saw which way the wind was blowing, and now his eyes shift to like truffle.
I'll help you get rid of these guys. They've done the swamp dirty. So I don't see the harm in that. And if there's more like them, then so be it.
Our entire cause is vengeance. Why would this be a problem?
As long as we pick who we're vengeancing. Not gonna.
Oh, the choice will always be yours, little fungal horn.
Hmm.
You have but to agree.
I agree.
Ooh.
And once again, you see Truffle kind of like scintillate with light, that same amber light. And for a moment, look like very heroic, clad in dragon scale armor. And as the ethereal scales fall away, you too gain 2 levels in one of the mentioned subclasses: Draconic Bloodline Sorcerer, Drake Warden Ranger, Ascendant Dragon Monk, or Oath of Vengeance Paladin.
Yippee!
Yeah, I'll figure that out. Probably.
Yeah.
Which one was the Drake Warden? That was Fighter?
That's Ranger.
That's Ranger. Yeah, I'll probably
Mhm.
end up doing that, but we'll see. That's wild.
The dragon snickers, and as it does, like the entire cavern kind of rumbles as its like chest kind of, yes, I'm pleased. And it like begins to kind of like move, cooling its kind of injured claws in the cool spring water before it like goes on to become this boiling spring where they were quenching these pieces of glass. You see now that like the water has become cooler, and you see it like kind of soothe its wounds in the stream and kind of stretch, not being able to get up to its full height in this cave.
Right then. We're going that way, yeah? You're going that way? Are we going the same way? I don't know. It's awkward if we leave together, Mr. Dragon, so pick a door. We'll go before or after you. Before. Before's good. We'll go first.
Very well. And it like settles back down, like kind of impatiently clacking its claws, waiting for you to leave.
Yeah, Weiss will
Right.
kick the body of the like dead guy who Ragnar
headless.
decapitated. She
It was
just
like-
turns around in a huff.
You want to
Hey,
take
are we
his
the
head?
only ones that are taking this deal?
I already said yes.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh, you did
Well-
as you say yes. The scales like kind of form around you as well, almost like on a delay.
oh yeah.
And which one are
I
you
thought-
leaning towards? I thought you said no.
Yeah, and Church was like, I'll do whatever Weiss wants to do. And I thought Weiss said no. So I was like, we're good.
Vanilla Weiss was like, I'm ready to get, she was like, I'm ready to enact your vengeance, whatever. It works for me.
Mhm. Yeah, you're clad in like these ornate dragon scale robes that then kind of flake and disappear into ether, leaving you with 2 levels of the dragon's power.
Yeah, I think like just as a flavor, I think when those like scales would be around her, there are like
Mhm.
portions of her that like the party would be able to see through that like tabaxi exterior to this like
Ah.
cold when
Ooh.
the parts of her that like aren't covered by scale look like tabaxi, but through the ethereal scale there's this like cold, almost translucent, just gray skin of like just a woman's figure beneath it. It is
Mhm.
not a tabaxi.
Nice.
Cool.
You
Yeah.
gain 2 levels of one of those same 4 subclasses of your choice. In Church, you see this? You're the only one.
I mean, Church likes to stick with Weiss, but he doesn't care. He really doesn't give a shit either way. He can happily stick along and not sign up for anything.
Mhm. You'd still get 1,
Yeah.
above
he's
the
good.
table. Yeah, you'd still at level 5.
He's good with 1. He doesn't need no dragon juju.
I love this energy. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was the one
What?
convincing us all to take it. Didn't take it.
Yeah. You got churched. Let's go.
Not churched.
Church, wear your scales.
She like turns to look at
What
him.
scales? Look, I'll go where you're going, but I don't want a new fucking boss. No offense, mate.
You're your own boss.
Your conscience is a bit too good for my liking.
You say this to the dragon?
Yeah.
It- everyone everyone give me a history check.
He's a red.
Yeah, well, he's been spouting about doing good deeds for 30 minutes.
Uh,
Church doesn't know anything about fucking dragons.
Oh, please.
We
I'm not
forgot.
rolling. Mine's a 1 by default.
History?
This is
Sorry.
amazing.
Okay.
yeah. 11. Yeah, Ragnar, you've heard some bad things about red dragons, but they, not too much. You haven't heard, you kind of haven't heard too much about them in general, but you've heard some stories. They're not all unicorns and rainbows. Unfortunately, none of you rolled quite high enough to know that red dragons are typically chaotically evil.
Oopsie.
Too right.
Yeah. So the snicker when Church mentions how it's like your conscience is a bit too good for my liking might be the only thing that maybe tips you off that this thing is not as innocent as it's
Well,
on
Church
the
is high as
surface as
fuck,
it
so he
seems.
is untipped.
This is for me. It's hilarious to be like, Red Dragon has a good conscience. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, so we'll see you later, mate, yeah? All the best. Ta-ra.
Raw.
Very well. And it like kind of nestles its head down in the gurgling stream, cooling its injured scales as it does so, leaving the rest of you to go about your destructive path of vengeance. And as you exit this cavern, it calls behind you and says, "Oh, and when you find her, make it hurt." As it like gently closes its eyes and continues its rest. And that'll be where we call it a close for tonight. With a party
Ooh.
level up and a mission successful, albeit a little bit more bloody. Yeah, than initially intended. Let's do some sign-offs and shout-outs and see what everyone is up to this week. Take it away, Momo!
Hi, I'm Momo. I'm very good at being put on the spot. I stream on Twitch, and I am probably going to be playing lots of Shenanigan, Conan, and Diablo this week.
See, that was pretty
That's
good
it.
for being put on the spot. Kraken, go!
I'm Kraken. I also am going to be doing shenanigans in Conan Exiles with the server that I am very proud to host alongside Momo Strippin and our good buddies Benji and Joe Fudge. We're basically doing a big old roleplay server, and Momo has painstakingly curated a massive mod list that is unbelievable and also very cursed, as we found from yesterday's first session. So, yeah, a lot of fun stuff coming on the channel for there. So, thanks.
Tim, go!
Hi, I'm Tim Mack, and I'll probably be jumping on the Conan server sometime this week. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll let you guys figure out where the leak is, but yeah, find me right here. And yeah, I'll probably be playing GTA in the middle. That's all, really.
I know what we're all referencing, and that makes this infinitely more funny for me than it does for you, chat. Strippin'!
Yo, I play Church. Apologies to my DM and my fellow players for consistently sabotaging this episode for about 3 hours straight. But I had
No way.
fun.
You were high, bro.
It was
I'm gonna be playing
amazing!
some Conan Exiles right after this. Come on by.
Sounds good.
Thanks for watching.
Fantastic. That leaves me. I'm also going to be checking out Conan Exiles. I'm going to try not to make an absolutely cursed character, but I might by accident because I'm not good at it.
Come join
and
us.
I might
Be a dryad. Come join us.
Yeah, I think I'm either going to be really hot or a weird little guy like Kraken. So
Yeah.
I'll be there too. So
I know
check out.
Dodger made a super hot goblin. That was like her.
Ooh,
character that she made today.
Ooh.
that's
Yeah.
my energy
That's
big
both.
time.
It's a combination of both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
a really
okay.
handsome little goblin guy. Called
Okay.
Gobbio.
I might be a very fuckable goblin. So that's the show. Check us out on Patreon where you can catch all these wonderful weird little guys in a post-show chat. I won't be there because then I cannot hear about their machinations, and so they can complain about me, which is good. Good to have the
I got a
safety.
list. I got a whole list to get through today.
Good.
It's unreal.
Fucking do it. Fucking do it. Yeah. Do it. Do it, bitch. Just kidding.
Yeah, but
Thank
you're
you so
secretly
much
a
for-
patron.
No, I'm
Oh,
not.
yeah.
Can you imagine?
She's just
Taking
like
notes.
Let's
got it
just
over
listen
there.
to the post show before the
Ooh.
next session.
Yeah.
Right? I
Slay.
know. Oh, so they're gonna do that. Interesting. Well, what if I just put a trap there? Um, thank you so much for watching and supporting. I do not think we will have an episode next week, but we will be back after that with freshly leveled characters and more shenanigans. Have a good one. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.